So Carl insisted that he had died when his plane got shot down in 1942 during a bombing raid over England, and the plane crashed, and in the crash, he lost his right leg, which Carl had a birthmark near his groin area on the upper part of his right leg. So his mom's like, that is really strange.
That is really strange. And you have heard stories about birthmarks and
Yes.
the meaning. Yes, yeah.
And when I'm reading this, I start to think about, I've had a couple of dreams where I thought maybe I had a past life and I knew a little bit about it. And I swear, when I was younger, I used to have a birthmark right on my wrist.
Yeah.
And now I can't see it. So I don't know where it went or if I imagined it. But I could have swore I used to have one on my wrist.
I had one that traveled. This one right here that you can't see.
Yeah.
But it used to be more on my wrist and it's moved. So maybe it's just moved down a little bit as you've gotten older.
Like you grow up and yeah. So maybe that's why I couldn't find it. Well, also,
yeah, maybe it traveled.
Living out here in Arizona and stuff, I'm not as pale as I usually stay a little more tan. And that's what it was, is just kind of like a more tan little spot right there on my wrist. And I did used to have a dream. I didn't witness myself doing anything. I thought that I was this woman who had lost her children and was very sad, and she killed herself because she couldn't. I mean, she was just in a bad situation, period. Also dreamed I was a murderer. So, like, maybe she had murdered someone after her children died, and then she killed herself.
Or multiple lives.
Or, yeah, more than one. I don't know. I can't find the birthmark, so it's not a very good story anymore. But Carl had this birthmark. He also had blonde hair and blue eyes, which his mom had blue eyes, but the whole rest of the family, because he had sisters and brothers, had dark hair. Plus, he was also pretty pale, while their skin was a little darker and tanned a lot easier than him.
That's why Daddy was up at the library. He's like, I got to make sure this kid isn't telling a lie, and he is really my kid.
That's what he's worried about.
Yeah.
So when he was 7, he had a friend over for tea, and his mother basically was mortified when he starts telling this friend about how he died in World War II by bleeding out.
Oh, shit.
And how this is terrible. I couldn't imagine hearing your kid say something like this. He also followed up by saying that he was going to die again at a young age. Like, he wouldn't live to be 25.
Wow.
So I don't know how you work that out. You have a past life, but you can also see the future at the same time. He finished up this description to his friend by telling him about Adolf Hitler. So things got pretty bad for him. After this, that play date went south very quickly, and all the kids at school learned about it and were making fun of him.
Damn.
So he stopped talking about it at school, but he would continue to tell his parents things for a while. These visions seemed to come to him almost like watching clips from a TV show. They'd just come in for a few seconds to minutes, and then they'd be right back out. And he'd see himself as a child, as this other person, or as the adult-ish person in the service,